Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I'm in my completely most casual wear. I was gonna wear this for the rest of the video because the theme of today will truly be off with his head, and it's haha hee hee right now. But what we are going to be talking about are some serious allegations that become more concerning every day because genuinely, I keep seeing new names pop up in regards to all of this P Diddy situation, who's involved, conspiracies linking it to person X or Y. The last thing I saw as of when I'm filming is how Oprah Winfrey is related, not family-wise, but has ties to connections to a bunch of people who have had issues with sexual assault, sexual abuse, trafficking, and so forth. And that leads us all to where? Here, P. Diddy. So today I'm going to give you a rundown of what's going on. We're not going to go into super detail because just the rundown is a lot. Now, I'd rather do a rundown video and then have videos in the future that are more specific, also as things unfold, because as of right now, there's a lot going on and I really don't want to give you incorrect information, first of all, and I don't want to tell you just like, oh, there's this update and it's like a 30-second update. I want more comprehensive videos. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get into the video. So let's talk about the allegations that are out there as of right now. So this is as of Tuesday. This will go live Wednesday. God knows what'll come out by then. So just keep that into account. What are the allegations made against Sean Diddy Combs? Federal agents with US Homeland Security raided two of the rapper's houses in Los Angeles and Miami as he faces a string of accusations. Sean Diddy Combs, a rapper and music mogul credited with helping launch the careers of some of the biggest stars in recent years, is now facing multiple civil lawsuits accusing him of sex trafficking, sexual abuse, and rape. Combs, formerly known as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, and a host of other names, has undergone a myriad of reinventions since the start of his career, but has since entered a new and unwelcome quote-unquote era. Federal agents with US Homeland Security raided two of the rapper's houses in Los Angeles and Miami on the 25th of March as he faces a string of varying accusations. Now, I don't know if you guys were paying attention on social media, if it was even coming up on your timelines, but my timeline personally was flooded with all of this, saying that he was escaping, that he was evading the police. The behavior around this, now it's unconfirmed if he's escaping, if he just planned to leave, I don't know. However, everything I've seen so far, extremely shady. Just the fact that you don't want to be present when the police raids your home, to some extent is understandable because nobody wants their home raided, duh. On the other hand, it's like, if you're facing these types of allegations, does it look good, just optics-wise? Forget innocent and guilty, the reality of if you're innocent or guilty. Optics-wise, does it make sense to you to get on a private jet and peace the fuck out? Does that look good? Do you think that translates well? Especially if you're gonna try and claim you're innocent. Anyway, as we already know, my faith in anyone in Hollywood is so beyond zero. It is in the negatives to infinity. So do I even think there's a possibility he's innocent? No. Combs, 54, has strongly denied all of the allegations against him. Shocker. His attorneys have branded the lawsuits and their accusations as money grabs, baseless, or sickening. The entertainer has not been formally charged or accused by federal prosecutors of any crime. To be clear, while I do think there's something shady going on, I hope I'm wrong. The new lawsuits come months after Combs' former partner, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit against him in November. She accused him of raping her in 2018, beating her, demanding she carry a firearm to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and forcing her into unwanted sexual encounters with male sex workers. Ms. Ventura's lawsuit against Combs was settled a day after she filed it for an undisclosed amount of money. Let me briefly pause here. I do not know the ins and outs of lawyerings. I will say that seems like really quick turnaround. I mean, I know that some legal proceedings take forever, some settlements take 2 seconds, granted, but him immediately settling also does not look good. Because to me, first of all, if what she's claiming isn't true, you'd think there'd be more fight. I don't necessarily know how long he'd be willing to fight, if he even wanted to fight, But it's like that quick of a turnaround if you're innocent, like you're not even gonna think about, hey, I'm actually innocent. Why am I not fighting this? So my conclusion is you're probably guilty if it took basically a day for you to just be like, yeah, take this money and shut up. But maybe that's some people's crisis management, to just pay people off, give them NDAs, whatever it is, and have them just not speak. The slew of allegations in lawsuits against Combs date as far back as the 1990s, when he founded his own record label, Bad Boy Records. All the allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. So here we're gonna list the allegations as of, this was updated 5 minutes before I read it, so we should be relatively up to date as of when I'm filming. Lawsuits against the rapper began on November 16th, 2023, when he was sued by singer and dancer Cassie, his former partner, who alleged years of abuse. It was filed under the New York Adult Survivors Act. Just before it expired, this act offered a 1-year window for adult victims of sexual assault to come forward with civil claims regardless of the statute of limitations. Cassandra Cassie Ventura, R&B singer Cassie, whose full name is Cassandra Ventura, filed a lawsuit in 2023 alleging that she was trafficked, raped, and beaten by Combs on many occasions over 10 years. Her lawsuit claimed that Combs brought the singer into his ostentatious, fast-paced, and drug-fueled lifestyle not long after she met him and signed her to his label in 2005 when she was just 19 and he was 37. Ms. Ventura said that the pattern of abuse began as soon as their relation started, and that as she was trying to end it in 2018, he forced himself into her Los Angeles home and raped her. The lawsuit against Combs was settled the day after she filed it for an undisclosed amount of money. Ms. Ventura told CNN she had chosen to resolve this matter amicably, while Combs' attorney said the settlement was in no way an admission of wrongdoing and didn't change his denial of the allegations. Those are some heavy fucking accusations, right? And the fact that he immediately wanted to pay her off, I'm really trying to give a benefit of the doubt here. Whether it's earned or deserved or not is a different story, but benefit of the doubt, she was claiming you trafficked and abused her and raped her over the span of 10 years, and that you broke into her house and raped her. These are not the types of things that people usually just let slide. It would be one thing if it were defamation, quote unquote light defamation, like saying you're a talentless hack, right? Claiming that you're a trafficker basically and a rapist? This is the time when, if you're innocent, that should piss you the fuck off enough to not just be like, here, take this money and shut up. Just my opinion. So there's Rodney Lil Rod Jones. In the most recent lawsuit against Combs, filed on February 26, 2024 in New York, producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones alleged he was subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction, and that he was forced to engage in relations with the sex workers Combs had hired. The producer, who worked for Combs between September 2022 and November 2023, claimed Combs sexually harassed, drugged, and threatened him for more than a year. He said that he has video and audio evidence of Combs, his staff, and others engaging in serious illegal activity. The lawsuit identified rapper 50 Cent's former girlfriend and the mother of one of his children, Daphne Joy, as one of the alleged sex workers. The lawsuit also alleges that Combs regularly hosted sex trafficking parties with underage women and illegal drugs, and implies record label executives who looked the other way financially benefited from access to celebrities and dignitaries, including the British royal Prince Harry. Prince Harry is not accused of any wrongdoings or attending parties himself. This is why I wanted to give an overview, because as you can see, we are not that deep into all of this, and this is already a massive fucking shit show. Sex trafficking parties? Combs regularly hosted quote-unquote sex trafficking parties. The fact that that's even a term being used here, disgusting. Underage women, also alarming. I've already seen all the jokes online calling P Diddy a PD file. Prince Harry even being mentioned in this, I don't know if they're hoping that his name has traction and this picks up more. I don't even know why he's being mentioned if he's not accused of wrongdoings or attending the parties. Whatever, moving on. Combs' attorney told the Los Angeles Times that the lawsuit contains reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not occur. Excuse me. Ryan Mendelsohn, 20, who used to live in the area where Combs' Los Angeles property was searched, told reporters he would see parties at the home and women outside until 6 a.m., which was not unusual. I drive by a lot and I see that a lot of girls, maybe 5 or 6 girls outside, some leaving, some not, some going in. He said, according to NBC News, "I never thought anything of it," Mr. Mendelsohn, who added that he did not know Combs lived there until Monday's news broke, but now it's crazy. Honestly, that is probably some of the least surprising shit, just like crazy parties going on until like early in the morning. Imagine living next door and finding out that one of your neighbors not only is P. Diddy, but what he's being accused of. Joy? I'm not sure. Dickerson Neal. So in 2023, Dickerson Neal filed a lawsuit alleging that Combs drugged her, sexually assaulted her, and secretly recorded the assault while she was a college student in 1991, NBC News reported, citing the filing. She claimed that Combs pushed her to go to dinner with him, and she agreed reluctantly on the 3rd of January 91, which is when she alleged she was drugged, resulting in her being in physical state where she could not independently stand or walk, the BBC reported. The suit also claims he recorded the assault and showed it to other people. She later filed police reports in New York and New Jersey, spoke to prosecutors, but was told by colleagues they were terrified that Combs would retaliate against them and that they would lose future business and music opportunities if they made a statement in support of her, NBC News reported, citing the lawsuit. That, to me, is very telling that people were quote-unquote terrified of Combs, just because, I mean, I think obviously it's scary in any which way to come forward in the public eye. I can only imagine, with millions of people watching you, with millions of fans attacking you. What I do think is telling, however, is that they were not necessarily worried about the public as much as his particular retaliation, which to me says, which is not a surprise to anyone, I don't think, that he probably was using very unethical methods to retaliate. Because it would be one thing to retaliate telling your lawyers, hey, call them out for this and that. It's another thing to retaliate via getting them basically ostracized, via potentially spreading false information about them. You know what I mean? The more personal type of attacks. So that's telling about Diddy, I will say. More women come forward. Since November, 3 more women have come forward with lawsuits in the Southern District of New York, alleging that they were sexually assaulted by Combs, according to NBC News. 2 of the women said they were teenagers at the time of the alleged assaults. So we have drugs, we have assaults, we have drugging people separate from just taking drugs, and then we have assaults of minors and trafficking. Anonymous plaintiff. In November, an anonymous plaintiff accused Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall of raping her and her friend in 1990 or 91 after a meeting at MCA Records event in New York where the singers were very flirtatious and handsy and offered them drinks, Rolling Stone reported. The suit alleges that Combs and Hall invited the women to Hall's apartment for an after party where the plaintiff was offered more drinks and was coerced into having sex with Combs, and was shocked and traumatized afterwards before Hall barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced Jane Doe to have sex with him, according to Rolling Stone. After she spoke to her friend, the plaintiff allegedly found out she had also been forced to have sex with Combs and Hall in another room, according to the suit. A few days later, Combs allegedly visited the plaintiff and her friend at a home where they were staying, where he became irate and began assaulting and choking Jane Doe to the point that she passed out. Jesus Christ. Unnamed accuser Jane Doe. In December, Combs was hit with another lawsuit which claimed he had drugged and gang raped a 17-year-old girl in 2003. Do you see why it's hard to really give the benefit of the doubt? And I know that there's always the potential that people are lying, but these many people lying is hard for me to believe. The plaintiff, identified as Jane Doe, accused Combs of plying her with drugs and alcohol at his New York studio, then raping her along with 2 associates. The suit accused Combs of a sex trafficking scheme in which Jane Doe was flown by private jet from her home in Michigan to New York. I don't think there are words to describe just the horrifying nature of all of this. And actually, so I was on Twitter before filming, and basically I came across a clip of P. Diddy with Justin Bieber, and it's incredibly awkward. Now, I don't want to project onto that clip. I will show you the clip. The commentary on Twitter, I can put a screenshot of what it said, but it was something along the lines of like P. Diddy making Justin Bieber uncomfortable, and why was Justin Bieber so uncomfortable?
Everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? No, you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Justin Bieber may have been uncomfortable because, as you see in the clip, P Diddy basically calls him out for like not hanging out with him, which is weird because Bieber there is under 18 and Diddy is at least 40, I'm pretty sure. So it's like, why are you trying to hang out with a minor? Like, why are you butthurt that a minor isn't calling you? But anyway, some people say that Bieber being so stuttery and nervous wasn't because of the quote unquote call out, but was rather because there's something else. And not necessarily that something happened to Bieber, but maybe that he saw some shit, heard some shit, felt uncomfortable. Who knows? I don't want to speculate on that. Combs' response to the allegations. Sean Combs has strongly denied all of the accusations against him and vowed to fight for my name, family, and for the truth. In a statement in December following the lawsuit brought by Jane Doe, he called the claims sickening and said his accusers were looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. He said in a statement, I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Combs' lawyer Sean Hawley branded the events described in the lawsuit as pure fiction. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies, he said. We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them. Following the settlement with Ventura, Ben Brofman, another attorney for Combs, told The Independent, just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. So this is just, like I said, a brief overview that wasn't even that brief in the end. Paying someone to shut up, paying someone off, whatever you want to call it, is not necessarily an admission of guilt. Sure, maybe you don't want to be tied up in the courts for who knows how long, for months upon months, for years. I would understand that if it were a petty thing and you have the money that you're like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this, let me just pay the person off. If it's something reputation destroying, and I'm just looking at this via a business optic, obviously morally and ethically, assault, rape, all of those things are wrong, duh, I don't think I have to say that. But since here we're talking about the concrete things, in terms of your career and concrete things like contracts and people wanting to work with you and making music or whatever the fuck it is that Diddy does these days, it's hard for me to believe that you would just settle an accusation like rape, sex trafficking, stuff like that. That doesn't really add up. So it might not be an admission of guilt, but it certainly is suspicious, to say the very least. I think the fact that there are continuous people chiming in is alarming, and also how far back this goes. So I am curious to see what happens. I just hope that something does happen and that this isn't swept under the rug. I hope there's a serious investigation is what I'm saying. Obviously, I would hope that nobody got assaulted, raped, any of that. But I do want a thorough investigation to actually find out what happened and not for people to just get paid off and just have this, have everyone move on, including the industry. So you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you've seen anything online, because I've seen like every post I see is basically being like, oh, so-and-so, we're friends with P Diddy and we're at a party with him and at this party. So a lot of it is conspiracy theories. A lot of it is allegations of who remained friends with him, who didn't. A mess. Anyway, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.